This is your 8th grade math transformations test for Mrs. Campbell. Make sure when you are done, you're clicking the Mark as Done button so that you can submit this test. Follow along, and in between questions, just click the hit pause in between questions so you have enough time to answer. And if you need to go back, you can click the slide button back and forth. Number 1, triangle ABC was translated 2 units to the right and 3 units down. Which rule describes the translation that was applied to triangle ABC to create triangle ABC with the slashes? I don't know how you say that. F, G, H, or J. Look at those and pick the correct one. Number 2, the coordinates of the vertices of a quadrilateral are P, coordinates 1, 2, R, coordinates 1, 4, S, coordinates 3, 4, and T, the coordinates are 4, 2. So the quadrilateral PRST is reflected across the y-axis to create the quadrilateral PRST. Which rule transcribes the transformation? Look at A, B, C, and D and pick the one that correctly transcribes the transformation. A would be like example, A is XY, transcribes to X negative Y, and so on. If you need help with those, just raise your hand and ask a teacher in the room. Number 3, which representation of a transformation on a coordinate grid does not preserve congruence? Look at A, B, C, and D. Again, I can read them all out, but it would probably be more confusing. But which representation of a transformation on a coordinate grid does not preserve congruence? Number 4, the coordinate grid shows parallelogram PQRS, and it's shown. So if this parallelogram PQRS is rotated 90 degrees clockwise about the origin to create the parallelogram PQRS, which rule describes this transformation? So is it going to be F, G, H, or J? Number 5, circle 1 was dilated with the origin as the center of dilation to create circle 2. Which rule best represents the dilation applied to circle 1 to create circle 2? It's going to be F, G, H, or J. Number 6, you have a pentagon MNPQR is shown on the coordinate grid. The pentagon MNPQR is dilated with the origin as the center of dilation using the rule XY transcribed to 1/4 X, 1/4 Y to create pentagon MNPQR. Which statement is true? You're going to pick F, G, H, or J that basically says F, pentagon, the transcribed pentagon MNPQR is larger than pentagon. I really honestly don't know how to say that with a little hash mark, so you guys read that. But the second pentagon MNPQR is larger than pentagon MNPQR because the scale factor is greater than 1. G is smaller because the scale factor is less than 1. H is smaller than, because the scale factor is greater than 1, or J is larger because the scale factor is less than 1. 7, triangle ABC is reflected over the x-axis to form triangle ABC with the slashes. What effect will the transformation have on each point on the triangle? A, xy will transform to yx. B, xy will transform to x negative y. C, xy will transform to y negative x. Or D, xy will transform to negative x negative y. Number 8. Quadrilateral FGHJ was dilated with the origin as the center of dilation to create quadrilateral FGHJ with the marks. Here's the second one. Which rule best represents the dilation that was applied to quadrilateral FGHJ to create quadrilateral FGHJ? F, your answer XY, transcribed to 5/7 X, 5/7 Y. Or G, XY to X plus 1, Y plus 2. Or H, it becomes 1.4X and 1.4Y. Or J to become X minus 2, Y plus 1. Number 9, triangle MNP is graphed on a coordinate grid with vertices at M, -3, -6, N, 0, 3, and P, 6, -3. Triangle MNP is dilated by a scale factor of U, with the origin as the center of dilation to create triangle MNP. Which ordered pair represents the coordinates of the vertex P with the little slash mark? Is it going to be A, 6 plus U, comma, -3 plus U? Or is it going to be B, 6 over U, comma, -3 over U? C, 6 plus 1 over U, comma, -3 plus 1 over U. Or D, 6U, comma, -3U. Number 10, a circle is graphed on a coordinate grid and then reflected across the y-axis. If the center of the original circle was located at XY, which ordered pair represents the center of the new circle after the transformation? Is it going to be A, XY, B, X negative Y, C, -XY, D, -X negative Y. That should be -Y. It's kind of cut off. Number 11, figure S, the small arrow, was dilated with the origin as the center of dilation to create figure T, the large arrow. Which rule best represents the dilation that was applied to figure S to create figure T? Look at those choices, A, B, C, or D. Which rule best represents the dilation that was applied to figure S to create figure T? Number 12, pentagon ABCDE is rotated 180 degrees clockwise about the origin to form pentagon, the new pentagon ABCDE. Which statement is true? Pentagon ABCDE is congruent to the new pentagon ABCDE. B, the sum of the angle measures of the new pentagon ABCDE is 180 degrees more than the sum of the angle measures of pentagon ABCDE. C, each side length of pentagon, the new pentagon ABCDE, is 2 times the corresponding side length of the original pentagon ABCDE. Or D, each side length of pentagon ABCDE is 1/2 the corresponding side length of the original pentagon ABCDE. Number 13, the coordinate grid shows a pentagon. The pentagon is translated 1 unit to the left and 10 units down to create a new pentagon. Which rule describes this transformation? F, G, H, or J? Number 14, polygon QRST below was dilated by a scale factor of 9/5 to create a new polygon QRST. Which is the length in centimeters of the new line RS? Number 15, which of the following transformations does not preserve congruence? F, translations, G, reflections, H, dilations, or J, rotations? Number 16, quadrilateral QRST, which is a dilation of the original quadrilateral QRST, with the origin as the center of dilation. What appears to be the scale factor used to create this dilation? Is it A4, B 0.5, C2, or D 0.25? So they're asking you the QRST with the little slash marks, that larger one is a dilation of the smaller QRST. Or, I'm sorry, opposite of that. I'm so sorry, I had that backwards. Just look at that. Quadrilateral Q mark RST is a dilation of quadrilateral QRST with the origin at the center of dilation. Number 17. This is your last one. There is a typo on this one, so you can write this correction in and then look at it. But your correction is going to be rectangle ABCD has vertices of A is -2, 5. That's correct. B is going to be changed to -2, 0. C is going to be 1, 0. And D is going to become 1, 5. So you need to make those corrections. B is -2, 0. C is going to be 1, 0. And D is going to be 1, 5. Alright? So identify the type of transformation giving the arrow notation and identify the new coordinates after the transformation is completed. So you have A is xy transformed to 5x, 5y. B, xy transforms to x, -y. C becomes y, -x. D becomes x plus 7, y minus 8. And that is your last question on this test. Make sure you're clicking the Mark is Done button. Thank you.